Welcome officers to the Sonoran CAD setup for Blue Water Roleplay. So the first thing you're going to want to do once you open up the Sonoran CAD is you're going to want to create an account if you do not already have one. For the purpose of this video, I'll be using a test account or a fake account. Alright, once you have put in all the information that you need to create your Sonoran CAD account, you can go ahead and press the create account. It is going to have to ask you to verify your email. Alright, so after you have verified your email, you're going to come back and you're going to log into the account that you have created using the email and password. You are then going to do join community, where you're going to want to put the community ID provided. For the community ID, you're going to want to come over to the important links section and you're going to want to copy this community ID and you are going to want to come over and paste it in the join community area. And you will see this Blue Water Roleplay and the logo here. You're going to go on ahead and join this community CAD. Once you are inside the CAD, you're not going to see any of these. You're going to just see a permission key. The permission key has been provided to you after training, and if you do not remember the permission key or if you were not provided a permission key, you can go ahead and ask a supervisor or anyone with a higher rank than that, and they should be able to provide you with the key needed. Alright, and what you're also going to want to do is you're going to want to come over and click up here and put in your unit number, which mine is currently 301, your rank, your location does not matter at the moment, your agency, which is going to be SAST, and your department, which is going to be SAST. And after that's all done, you're going to hit save. Now another thing that I'm going to show you how to do is set up your API key through Steam. If you don't understand what I just said, I will show it to you now. You're going to come over to this menu on the side, this top left, and you're going to want to come down to settings. And you are going to want to get the API ID. I will show you how to do that now. So your ID is going to be your Steam identification number, or your Steam hex number. So what you can do is you can open up another tab and you can go to findsteamid.com, where you should be able to find your Steam ID. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put in your Steam username and hit look up. And here we see that it's found mine, for instance, and my Steam ID hex number, which is going to be down here, is going to be this. So you can go ahead and copy that and then go back to your Sonoran CAD, reopen up your settings if it closed for you, and you can go to ID number 1 and copy and paste that in there and make sure you hit save, and you can go ahead and close that out. Another thing you can also do to make it easier for officers is you are able to download their Windows desktop application. I will show you that now. So the Windows desktop application, for instance, can make it easier than having to open up and run through all your information through your website. You could open up, you could put on a second monitor or whatever you need to do. You do not need to use the Windows desktop application, but it is another option available towards you. Alright, back to the Blue Water Roleplay CAD, the Sonoran CAD. You see you have all these options available. You have your panic button, your active units, your penal codes, your 10 codes, which has all your 10 codes that you're going to need to know. Your records, where you can make arrest reports, bolos, warrants, general citations, and vehicle citations. You are not going to need to worry about the supervisor panel as this is for supervisors only, and you will be instructed differently when you are a supervisor. You can also go ahead and show you the lookup option, where you're able to look up someone's names, their last names, their plates, their identifiers this is for officers, and you would be able to look up record IDs. I'm now going to go you in game and show you options that you can use for Sonoran CAD. Alright, back in the 5M server, which you can see behind me here, I will show you the interactive abilities of the Sonoran CAD. So one thing you're going to want to make sure that you do is you're going to want to make sure you are on self-dispatch. That way, whenever you will be able to see active calls, active units, and any emergency calls that are coming through. So for example, if someone needs help in a 911 in the server, they will put out a 911 call through the chat, and what you will do is you will see, or if people are being aware that there's an emergency calls, you can see that a 911 call has gone through 1033 Alhambra Drive. It gives a description, the caller, and the type of call it is, and the location. So what you can do is you can come and open the call in editor if you need to. You could edit the call status, as right now it would be active, most likely in this situation to be a priority 3. And you do not need to put the code in yet. For the sake of the video, we will put code 2 urgent. Then again, you do not need to post this exactly. And you can see on the address, it is 1033 Alhambra Drive, which means you do not need to, but you can post the address in the postals. But again, you do not need to. You will add call notes, add your own notes to it, and see the description of the call. You can mark yourself as a primary unit, or if dispatch is online, they will automatically be attaching you to this call and giving you the location. So you can go ahead now and hit create call, which now you can see that there is an active call, code 2 urgent emergency. You can go ahead and attach yourself to the call.
New dispatch, Code 2 urgent, 1033 Alhambra Dr. Zancudo AV, 1033.
And you will hear a voice like that. I haven't quite heard that voice before, sorry. And you can go ahead and change the voice in the settings. English, voice. And for the sake of this video, I will make it Microsoft David Desktop.
Welcome to Sonoran CAD.
I can go ahead and exit out here.
New dispatch, undefined, 1033 Alhambra Dr/Zancudo Ave, postal 1033.
Alright, it'll go ahead and give me the call, show me the call that I'm assigned to after I click on it. And then I can come over here, as I will hear this in game, and I can come and check where the postal is, where I need to go to. And then I can go respond to the scene and take care of it. After the scene is clear, let me go back and enable my self-dispatch option again. Alright, so you are going to be able to update your call with the update call area. If the situation turns any different, this just lets other officers know what is happening on the call, or you would radio into dispatch and dispatch would update this for you. Now, let's say the call is over. I would be able to do closed, and I would be able to update the call,
Closed.
and it would close the call and detach everyone from that call. I'm now going to show you the traffic stop option. Alright, moving along. Let's say you have pulled over a vehicle for speeding. So what you're going to want to be able to do to make it easier is you can initiate a traffic stop in the CAD through chat in 5M or in the server. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do /TS. Alright, so you can go ahead and type in the description of your vehicle. You do not need to type in the location, as the Sonoran will automatically update your location on the traffic stop. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that.
Dispatch, 10 to 11, traffic stop, Alhambra DR, 1033.
And you will hear the CAD showing you that you are been attached to a traffic stop call. Now inside CAD, when you open it up, it'll show you that you are automatically attached to a traffic stop that you have observed. It's active, Alhambra Drive, and it gives the postal area. And it'll show you traffic stop. Stopped a silver Nissan occupied one time for speeding, and it'll give the plate. Now what you can do after you've stopped the vehicle is you can go ahead and look up its plate. Now I believe an option that you can do is you can go back and press the 9 key that will lock the plate and give you on the left hand side of your screen a quick little ALPR notice about the vehicle. From there I can go in back to the CAD. Okay, once we're back in the CAD, after you've locked the vehicle's plate, it'll automatically put the license plate into the CAD, where you can go ahead and search, and it will come back to a vehicle registration. You can see that the vehicle registration doesn't appear to have any priors or any history, and you can also go ahead and search the name. And another cool thing you can do is you can minimize the plate. You have the plate now, and now you have the name, and you can go ahead and see their information, usually how old they are, their date of birth, anything like that to match your description. And you can also come down to check their records. Currently, Mr. Barry here has a bolo out for his arrest, and you can come and see the charges on his bolo. You can see that he is wanted for 1 count of impersonation, eluding evading officers, reckless evasion, vandalism, and speaking. And the narrative is to speak to Commissioner Clean if you have arrested or detained the suspect. Now, for the purpose of this video, I will be doing nothing with that information. I will simply just be writing them up a vehicle citation. Alright, after you've been talking to the suspect, identifying yourself, you can go ahead and get the information confirming that that person is who he says he is. Or you can go back into the CAD and you can confirm that this is the correct individual here. Now that we have confirmed that this is the correct individual here, we can go over to records and we can make a new record for a vehicle citation. You can come over to the civilian information and search, and we can search and see that this is Barry. You can put in the first and last name. For the sake of the video, I'm going to be putting in the first one, and you'll see their name pop up. You can go ahead and click on that name and it'll automatically fill in all the information known about this suspect. And for the vehicle information, you can do the same. You can type the plate in, and search, and it should come up with all of the information that you are going to need for this vehicle citation. You can go ahead and put the vehicle speed. For this instance, I will be saying he was doing 50 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. And I'll say we got him on radar. You can go ahead and set the court date. This doesn't matter too much at this point. The court time, like I said again, does not matter too much, but it is very neat to have. And you can go ahead and enter the fine. If you're not sure about the fine, you can go ahead and go to the penal code. Okay, we come over to the penal code and we've searched for speeding. and we can see that the suspect has been speeding 15 to 30 miles an hour in between. So you can come over and get the fine amount. At this point, it will not be this amount and it will be changed in the future. You can go back to your vehicle citation and you can go ahead and put in that fine amount. For this instance, I will just be doing a $300 fine. You can go ahead and give a narrative of what happened if you need to, and you can give more information than that if you ever need to. You can go ahead at the status, which is going to be closed, the date, which is currently the 29th, and you can put your name as the observing officer. You do not need to worry about the supervisor or judicial signature. And there you go, you've added the report, and you can go ahead and confirm the report with the suspect and get them to sign their citation. For the next portion of this video, I will be showing you how to fill out an arrest report. As you can see, I have just arrested a suspect who had an active warrant out for his arrest for impersonating an officer, eluding and evading arrest, reckless evasion, and vandalism. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to fill out an arrest report for the person that I have picked up here. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over to the records, new record, arrest report, or arrest, put in the subject's first or last name. For this instance, I will just be putting in their first name. You can find the person that you're looking for, it'll fill in the information. You can go ahead and put the vehicle along with it if there is one. In this case, there is a vehicle along with it. And you're going to go ahead and search. You can find the vehicle. And you can also go ahead and put the charges, which you can go back and forth between these if you need to. You could have your BOLO and your arrest report right here. So the first charge is impersonating. And it will automatically fill in the information. You can go ahead and add another charge at this green add button up here. The second charge is going to be eluding and evading arrest. Or eluding and evading a peace officer. The third charge is going to be reckless evasion. And the fourth charge, as you can see, is going to be vandalism. After you have all that information put up, as you can see, there is no weapons. The arrest type is going to be an order for arrest, as we did find the subject after the fact of the incident. You do not need to worry about the probation officer. You can type in where you found them or how the arrest took place if you need to. For the sake of this video, I will not. You can go ahead and put the status to whatever you need to put the status, the date, and you can go ahead and put the officer's signature, which is going to be your signature. For instance, I will use mine. Once again, you do not need to worry about the supervisors / judicial, or sorry, I cannot pronounce that word correctly. You do not need to worry about this here. And you can go ahead and add the record. And just like that, you can come and see down here, arrests. After a while, you will see that the arrest report, you can add a later date, you can find the arrest report in there. After this, you can go ahead and transport the subject to the Sandy Story station and book them. Alright, back to the CAD application. I will be showing you the panic feature. Clicking the panic feature will notify all other on-duty officers that you are in distress, and it will give them the location. I will go ahead and click panic now.
Panic unit, 301.
I will go ahead and stop the panic button now. The second way you can do it is by doing /panic
Panic unit
in the chat.
301. 1033 Alhambra DR.
You could then go ahead and go back to the CAD system by pressing panic again. That will stop your current panic situation. Another quick option I'd like to show you guys is the hotkeys, which can make things a lot easier in the server, especially if you would need to press the panic button very quickly to get officers to your location. You can do whatever your prefix is set to. Default is going to be Alt, and your panic is going to be P. By doing that in the 5M, clicking those two buttons, it's going to put out a panic on the CAD system. Another thing that I'd like to show you is that you can go ahead and open up your officer's toolbox. You can go to backup, and you can hit panic button as well on top of initiating in the CAD, which will send a red, it'll mark all other and any available units, mark their location on their map of where you currently are in distress for a more accurate response. Alright, that'll be all for the CAD system for officers. If you have any more questions, you can go ahead and ask any support member in the Discord, or even if you need to, you can ask any other officers that should be able to help you. Stay safe, and I will see you in the server.